Hi everyone and welcome to Planners Anonymous. I'm Sammy and today I'm going to show you a really simple card that you can make using our new Seaside kit. So first I'm going to take the boat's paper and just some standard plain white cardstock from any craft store or newsagent. So this one I've actually pre-cut and folded. As you can see, it's about half of the paper and then folded in half. Now, if you don't have any other paper, you can use this paper to create it as well. I've also got, where is it? I've also got picked up just a plain envelope as well, and we're going to decorate that to match. So this project is really good if you're running behind and just really need to create something quick and simple, but you don't want to spend too much time creating something. So I've got my paper trimmer here, and what I'm going to start by doing is creating just a front for this card. So this one is, and I do apologise, I do swap between centimetres and inches, so I'm probably going to confuse a few of you American and Australian girls or everybody all over the world, so I do apologise. I tend to use whatever is easiest at the time. So this is 10.5, and what I'm probably going to do is just go 5 millimeters smaller on each side. So I need to take away 1 centimeter when I cut it. So this will be 9.5 centimeters by, and that's 14, so 13. So, and just keep in mind when you're cutting it, how you're cutting it, because obviously you don't want to go on the wrong way. So what did I say? 14, so that'll be 13 centimeters. 12. 13 is roughly about there, and we want to go I think it was 9 centimeters in, was it? 9.5. So 9.5 centimeters in brings us to roughly about there, and we'll go around this way and 9.5 centimeters down. Okay. So I've tried to cut it as close as I can, and that way I've got heaps of cardstock later if I want to create additional cards. So let's just have a check, and that works perfectly. Now you may want to fussy cut it so that you've got more of the boats on the side. It's up to you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to move that out, and there's only a few extra little bits and pieces that you need for this project that aren't included in the box. Some of them are the plain white cardstock, just an adhesive, so I'm using a Tombow Extreme adhesive, which is a permanent and absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to use some sequins later, which are included in the kit, so I'm using a multimedia mat from Ranger to keep them stuck on. And obviously things like a pen, but that's included in the kit. And if you wanted to stamp a sentiment, then you need a stamp ink, but that's also included in the kit. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to run some adhesive along the back of this. And this stuff is super sticky. But I find it is great. It is great just for keeping everything on. Although sometimes I do have trouble getting it started. There we go. Okay, so just make sure that's the right way up. And I'm just going to stick it roughly about there. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these inspiration cards from out of a kit, and there's a whole bunch of them here. So Let the Sea Set You Free, Vitamin C, that swell, and I think what I want to use today, I'm thinking I might use that. Yeah, I might use this and make it into a little bit of a wishing you were here card, because in the stamps we've actually got a wishing you were here sentiment, which let me just show you that here. So we'll use that as well on the inside of the card. Okay, one of the things I do want to do, let's just have a look at this. I want to use this washi tape to sort of make it stand out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is take some more of this white cardstock, and I'm going to cut it so that there's an extra centimetre around. So that's 9 centimetres, so I want that to be 11 centimetres. 11 centimetres. That's 6.5, so I want that to be 8.5 centimetres. I always tend to cut this wrong, so I'm just making sure that I'm doing it right. Okay. Yep, so that's great. So that's probably a little bit too much, so I'm going to take an extra 0.5 centimetre off each side of those. And see how that sits, because I don't want to cover up too much of this background. Nope, one more 0.5 centimetre. And it's all about the look and feel that you want to do. What I could have done was extended this all the way and then not had that white border around there. I think I would have preferred to have done that. But that's okay, it's all personal preference. And that's the thing I love about card making, is that you can basically make it however you like. And it's all about getting creative and being a little bit more personal. Okay, let's turn this over. Yeah, okay, I'm much happier with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my washi tape. And I tore it the last time I used it. Just for the bottom. No, we're good. Okay, and I'm just going to run little bits over the top, bottom and sides. And I'm not going to cut it until the very end. That's just to save some time, not for any other reason. Okay, I'm just going to cut these from the back, because it's always easier to cut from the back because you can actually see what you're doing. So as you can see so far, I'm pretty much halfway through this card already, and it hasn't really taken that much time at all. One of the ways you can save a little bit of time is by buying pre-cut cards. So I know a lot of places here in Australia actually make the pre-cut white card stock that are already pre-folded. If not, white cardstock, buy yourself a bone folder because you'll get so much out of that. Ah, okay, sticky. All right, so we've got that. Yeah, loving how this is coming together. So what I'm going to do is just grab my adhesive again. Oops, turn that over. And just, I always have troubles with getting this started. Okay, but once she works beautifully. It's because it's always stuck. Okay. There we go. Okay, just try and get it centered. Perfect. And then once again, another lot. There we go. Obviously it likes it when you use it a little bit faster. Just going to center that in the middle again. As you can see, it's really nice, really simple, really quick card to make. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to grab my sequins and my multimedia mat. And I've actually found one of these things by We Are Memory Keepers. It's called a quick stick. And I actually really like it for using sequins. It helps me just sort of glue them down where I want, making it nice and easy. So what I might do is I'm going to stick one of those there. Sort of like to scatter these around. One there, one there. We've got some beautiful blues and seashells and some yellows and golds in this sequin kit as well. I'll just move that one over that side. I always like working on a diagonal, but that's just me. I might go the other diagonal just so I can keep this little boat in. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the quick stick Whoops. Oh, okay. And not use too much of the glue. So that was just a baby wipe just to clean it up. Just be careful when you're doing that. So just a tiny, tiny little bit. And stick that down. And pick this one up. You only need the tiniest little bit of glue. Not that huge glob that came out before. Okay. This is really handy, especially when you're using tiny, tiny, tiny sequins like this one here. Because it'll help you get your placement pretty much perfect. Okay, almost done. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to set that aside to dry for a little bit, because it will take a little while to dry with those that multimedia mat in place. And I'm going to work on the envelope while that dries. So I just want it to match and be really quite simple. So I'm going to take this washi tape that we've got from the kit. I'm just going to run it down the bottom. I just want to do it so that I can see the two different boats. So once again, cutting it off. And I think what I'll do is I'll also run that along the back. It's always nice to get a nice little envelope at the same time. Well, I think it is. Instead of just a card. Everybody loves a handmade card. Everybody. And just a little bit more to show that you care. A little bit more personalisation. Okay. So that's nice and cute. Also within the kit, so we've got some stickers as well. So we're just going to use one of the stickers today. So we might use one of the medium size girls, or the larger size girls I should say. They're medium compared to some of the other girls in the kit. So let's stick her on there. And that gives you plenty of space to write somebody else's name and address it to them. Now on the back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one of these little Happy Mail stickers on. Or maybe, yeah, Happy Mail sticker. There we go. So how cute is that? Like, it's a simple 2-minute envelope, which has gone from a really plain basic envelope, which you can find in any store, to something that's completely customized to match. And what I would do is, in the inside now, see if I can do this without actually making them fall off. I should have done the sequins last. But what I would do here is I want to bring in this beautiful washi tape that I've used on the outside and bring it into the inside. Let's see if I can do this without ruining it. So I'm just going to run this all the way along. Both ends. Now remember, you can be as creative or as basic as you want to with this. So let's see. Yep, they're still stuck on. Just moved around a little bit. They're doing pretty well. Okay, so if you wanted to go basic, you wouldn't even have to do the inside, just write your sentiment. Okay, now speaking of the sentiment, in the stamp set, it's got this one saying wishing you were here, which I think is perfect for this kind of card. Now I'm a bit of a messy creative, so this is actually quite neat for me at the moment. I want to keep this nice and straight, so I'm just going to use my table and use my grid lines that are on my stamping acrylic block to make sure it's nice and straight. How are they going? Yep, they're still alive. Okay, just going to use the ink that is included in the kit. Now you only need to not lightly dab that to make it work. It is quite spongy. Just want to center that. Wishing you were here. Yep. And then I might grab one more sticker. Is it? I might use one of these. Actually. Might use these cute little palm trees. Nuts. Oh, and we just need to trim off our washi tape that we've put on. Oh, don't put your hand on the sequin. Oh, it survived though, so that's good. And there you have it. Super simple card. Gorgeous inside. Oh, gorgeous inside. In an envelope. And I think that took me probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do. 15 minutes if you count all my talking, but if I just sat there and actually did it properly, it'd probably only take me about 10 minutes to do. If I just wanted to do the front, it'd probably all be done in 5 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you come in and share in our Planners Anonymous group what you've created. I can't wait to see what everybody makes with this kit. Bye.